This is a special presentation on the Action Sports Jax 24/7 network.
Hey, welcome in. We got week 3 of the No Gate Fees presented by Dimmick Buick GMC, Baker's Sports, Republic Services, Perfect Rack Billiards as well. And we'll have our Coach of the Week. We'll have our Power Polls coming up, baseball, softball, public school, private school, the baseball front. Our buddies at Warriors Home Show here on the Action Sports Jax 24/7 network put out an overall baseball poll on Sunday. And we're going to get you set for a big week in high school baseball specifically, and we've got a couple of huge matchups Thursday, Friday, some really fun stuff. Kind of wish it wasn't in the middle of everything else going on here in the month of March in Jacksonville, but I get it scheduling-wise. It's right smack dab in the middle of baseball season. But we're going to have Trinity Christian and St. John's Country Day live on the Action Sports Jax 24/7 network coming up tomorrow night. That's Thursday night. 6:30. Now, they play again on Friday at Trinity. We're just doing this one game. I would like to do both, but again, resource-wise, we're already strapped pretty good, so we're making this one work and wanted to put it right here on the network. That's what the network's for, is games like this. So we will have it tomorrow night, and should be a really good matchup. We have probably dozens of scouts there. You got a couple of potential first-round draft picks on either side, maybe early rounds, if not first round, and you got double-digit Power 4 commits in this game. And to also show you that high school baseball isn't easy. Doesn't matter how good you are. These guys haven't just rolled through everybody. Now, St. John's Country Day is undefeated at 7-0. Trinity Christian now 7-1. But they both had to survive scares this week. Oakleaf, I think, is 3-7. They were up 4-2 on St. John's Country Day the other day. Then 4-3, and then St. John's Country Day rallied to win it 5-4. Trinity Christian last night was down to University Christian 2-1, and I think UC's only like 2-6 or something. Played a tough schedule to start. I think I might have that wrong. They were up on Trinity 2-1 in the 7th. Trinity scores a run in the 7th to tie it, force extra innings, and then the floodgates opened in the 8th inning. The Conquerors scored 7 times. So, again, these are really talented teams, but in high school baseball around here, sometimes doesn't matter, right? Creekside's already beat Trinity once this year, 2-0. And honestly, the Conquerors are not swinging the bats crazy good. I would imagine that will change at some point. It might not change tomorrow night against Braden Harris. So anyway, Where's Home Show, which replays here on the network, and also you can find it on social media, had Tom Lucas from St. John's Country Day and Trinity Christian's Jonathan Murphy on their show on Sunday, so kind of set the table for the week. In addition to that game, we could just make the case we should head down to St. John's County and maybe do that game live, because Creekside and Bartram Trail play tomorrow night and play again on Friday, always back-to-back with those guys, which is fun, back-to-back nights. Fortunately, now they're not in the same district classification, so I don't have to worry about that. But for years and, throughout that rivalry, they have been at times. But still be a big matchup. And Creekside is now 7-1.
Bartram is 7-1 as well.
And Bartram's 7-1. Creekside only lost to Spruce Creek to open the year, and then have won 7 straight
Bartram
since.
only lost to Beachside open the year. They're 7 in a row too.
Yeah, and Creekside now, I don't know if we expected Creekside to be this good, beat Trinity, and really roll over pretty much everybody else. Been kind of easy so far. They go to Sewanee tonight. I think that's an interesting ball game.
That's a good one.
Before they play these rivalry games
They gave
Thursday,
St. John's
Friday.
Country Day a tough game.
Yeah, and Sewanee's always good. But Bartram beat St. Augustine last night. So, we'll see what happens with Creekside. But bottom line, it's a good matchup. And going into this week, they're 1-2 in our public school baseball poll. So I think right now people would say the 2 best teams. What I was getting to is Creekside, I think people knew they had pitching. What we wondered about a little bit was the lineup, and the lineup's been pretty darn good. Connor Belizek, he's a UNC commit, but everything else you were a little curious about. And I think a lot of those guys, and heck, we're down there in Creekside and know a lot of folks down there, and I don't even know some of these guys are in the lineup anymore, but they're playing really well. But really good start to the year for the Knights. But Bartram, sneaky. They lose to Beachside on that opening night, and I'm not sure anybody knows exactly what to expect from Bartram. Got Luke Labby as a Florida Gator commit, but they got a lot of young guys outside of that. and I don't think names that everybody knows. And they're getting it done. Now, Max Wilkerson's a good player. He's a young guy, too, but they have a lot of good players that are young and performing and won 7 in a row. So hats off to Bartram Trail. And they've, I think, surprised some people. I will ask Ryan Fitzpatrick. He's going to join us in just a few minutes, but I would suggest that's an appropriate way to say it. Maybe surprise some people so far this season. We got so those two matchups are unbelievable. I mean, that's really good. And because of those two matchups, I was going to get into a pitching conversation this week, but instead I was like, you know what? Let's go with rivalries in the Jacksonville area.
Mm-hmm.
Because I can just tell you firsthand, the Bartram Creekside rivalry is awesome. I think it's what it's all about. I've said this so many times, so I won't. I just give you my firsthand experience. But I've said it so many times over the years. You know, I had a rivalry in high school. I don't know. Well, you're going to tell us about yours in a minute, but like it was okay. But it was like it felt like our rivals were private schools. It wasn't like a crosstown school. It was more like you wanted to beat some of the private schools back home in Rhode Island, and our rival was a private school, like by definition. Actually, where Liam Cohen went to school, crazy enough, but it didn't feel like this feels. It doesn't feel like Fletcher Sandalwood feels. Bartram Creekside. I mean, they all know each other, like absolutely know each other. Played with each other in Little League or the travel ball circuit. Everybody knows everybody, like zero secrets. And many, because of the zoning over the years in the Bartram Creekside, I mean, some live right next door to each other.
Yeah.
It just depends where you are in the cutoff, you know? So, but it makes it so good. So good. I mean, I've told my kids ever since that thing started, when they started playing high school, I was like, this is the game that you're going to talk about 25 years ago from now in a bar, you know, having a drink and remembering these kind of games. Win, lose, play well, don't play well, whatever. The atmosphere's good. And it's one of those games where, at least down in St. Johns County, you get kids from the neighborhoods and other things coming to watch that game because eventually they're going to be a part of it. We did that too. We went and watched that game before my kids even went to high school. So that is really cool. Like, that's rivalry stuff. We get that in other sports. We get that in football, Reigns Reebok, right? And everybody's got their own edition of the rivalries. But it does mean a lot. And sometimes a little bit too much. Just ask the ADs at Creekside and Bartram. They would probably say it means a little too much. Just ask the soccer people at Creekside, Bartram. They'd say maybe it means a little bit too much sometimes. But in a weird way, it's still really cool. Like all that it means something. And so these couple of games coming up really, I think, fit the definition of rivalry for Creekside, Bartram. Now, you take the other games that we're talking about. We're going to get to the other rivalries in just a moment. But St. John's Country Day, Hamby, and Trinity, this is an interesting one. It's not, I think, by definition of crosstown and, you know, we don't like each other or we don't this or that, or it's not really that kind of rivalry, but it's great for the area that these guys are playing. They haven't played for the last few years. Get your favorite story on why haven't played for the last few years. There are stories, but I'm not going to get into that. I've been begging for them to play this game. And as Tom Lucas told me, he said, you better put this on the network. You've been begging for us to play the game, and I have. In many respects, I think and I'll say this on a negative connotation, I just think they can play by a somewhat similar set of rules from some of the homeschool things they can do to being a private school, et cetera, et cetera. But they're loaded with talent, and they've been very good for years and years now. So, and I think they're the team that people are trying to beat, those two teams. So it's great show. It's a great showcase for Jacksonville baseball, which we know is really good. Brady Harris, I don't know where they're projected right now in the draft, but they could be first round, second round kind of guys. Like, that's legit. And they got scouts there all the time. And then we've highlighted Trinity Christian signing day. They had 10 D1 guys, 8 of them going Power 4, 3 to Florida, 2 to LSU. I mean, enough said, right? And then, of course, you get a litany of guys that are going to go from St. John's Country Day. So I don't know how heated the rivalry is, and I'm not in that one. I don't know how the intensity will be tomorrow. I think it will be pretty intense because it's two showcase programs and two of the best programs we have in the city. Bishop Snyder would like to have a little bit of that conversation as well, I'm sure, this year. But I think you'll feel that intensity. It's just really good for local baseball. And that's why we want to put this on. We think this network was born because of games like this. And if we have the ability to put it on, like I said, we'd like to do it even bigger. But we have a very busy week with high school boys and girls state championships and ASUN and a lot of stuff with resource. Tom Coughlin Wine Galas tomorrow night. We'll have people there. So we're all over the place.
Yeah.
So it's a little bit challenging. But hopefully it's a nice little table setter for what we can do in springs to come by putting this game on the network. And it's at FSCJ, if you don't know. Some people have asked. It was initially planned to be at UNF, the Thursday night game. It's actually at FSCJ. And St. John's Country Day, and to Tom's credit, he admits this, he didn't want to play it at his park. It's got goofy dimensions at his park. That's a really good lineup. He wanted real baseball. Not to say it's not real baseball at St. John's Country Day, but he didn't want this to be cheapened in any way by a pop-up home run or something like that. And tried to get UNF. UNF maybe got to leave it a little expensive as they put the new turf down and other things, from what I understand. Tried even the baseball grounds, and then FSCJ kind enough to open the doors. And it's a good park. I've been over there quite a bit in the fall, this spring. So get up to the North Campus if you want to check it out. If you can't get up there, we'll have the game on the Action Sports Jacks 24/7 network. So two huge ones coming up that set the table for all these rivalry games. Oh, and Friday, by the way, they'll play at Trinity Christian, just to let you know. So Creekside, Bartram, home and home. And then this one will be FSCJ Thursday night for St. John's Country Day, Trinity Christian. And then on Friday, it will be at Trinity Christian. So and they've done a lot of new things to their facility. I haven't even seen it yet, but their facility apparently looks fantastic. So, Hamby, you're helping coach Covenant. You played at Providence. What was your rivalry in high school?
I mean, ours was Bowles and Trinity. I mean, Episcopal was probably a third there, but I mean, Trinity ended our season my junior and senior year after we won 20 games. So, Dylan Simmons ended our season in back-to-back occasions. And 3-0 my senior year. I forget the score my junior year.
Simmons, a great story in his own right. Former Trinity guy, overcame cancer, played at FSU. I think he ended up playing at FSU, at least was committed to FSU.
Pitt.
And then Pitt, right?
Yep. We got up to Pitt.
I wonder what he's doing now.
I think his last year was last year.
Oh, did he just finish up?
I think so.
Okay.
Yeah, because he was my year, so he would have been 23 a year and a half ago. So maybe he's still playing. I think she was. But yeah, I mean, well, Bowles, it was always us and Bowles in middle school. That was definitely our biggest rivalry. And going into kind of high school, and with the way that the regions or the districts kind of flipped, it went from Bowles to Trinity. And, I mean, anytime somebody entered your season the year before, I mean, it was always just Providence and Trinity were the class of Jack's private school baseball at the time. We both had Final Four aspirations year in and year out, and a lot of commits, obviously, at Providence in my years. No shot I was ever going to touch the field and pitch against Trinity in that lineup. Gerard Flowers and all those guys. A lot of talent over there. Also, it was like Gill versus Coach Mack was a big deal, I felt like, at the time. Maybe that was just because I was in it. Gill's now over at Bishop Snyder. But that one felt like it had a little extra on it between those two guys.
I would say so.
So yeah, I think it was Bowles and Trinity were two big ones, and unfortunately Trinity has taken a huge step, and Providence just hasn't been able to quite keep up. So I would be interested to see what that rivalry looks like right now, but I'm sure it's tapered off just a little bit.
Yeah, I would suspect, and a lot of that is the case, right? I mean, you got to be pretty good and comparable, and you can't be hammer and nail if you want a good rivalry. Just some other ones before we get Ryan Fitzpatrick on from Bartram to set the table for the next couple of days. But Baldwin-Baker County in softball. I think West Nassau against some of those schools too in softball. West Nassau against Yulee, they commented on. Anything up there in Nassau County, that's kind of a big deal. But Baldwin-Baker County has become good. Baldwin Episcopal has been a lot of fun in the playoffs. But Baldwin-Baker County, the last handful of years at least, they love their softball. They're good at softball, two of the best programs. And you get to a good softball matchup in town, especially like that Baldwin setting is good. That Baker County setting is really good too. And you can feel it. Jump in on, and some of these are baseball and softball because that's what we're specific. I think they're different. Like Rain's Reball is really good in football. I don't know if the rivalry in baseball says the same, right?
I mean, they do have the classic that was.
They do, but I don't
think.
think.
Every year, but
yeah, I don't. Simmons is in high A for the Reds. Really
good for him.
I bring back that story. That was years ago. I did that story on Dylan Simmons. Nice kid. Ridgeview, Middleburg. Don't forget about them out there.
Yeah.
And I know for sure the Middleburg softball stuff is real against anybody good. Like, it's intense. It's cool. We got Creekside, Bartram, Bowles, Bishop Kenny is a big one in almost any sport. Fletcher, Sandalwood across the ditch is big. Providence Episcopal, I thought, depending on when you graduated, when you played, what sport, I bet is, it kind of ebbs and flows, I would suspect. And really good one that I think you can feel it out in Clay County is Fleming Island and Clay.
Yeah.
So, and that was just those are some of the responses that we got, by the way. I just think it's so cool. Yeah, Joel just said Fletcher, Sandalwood. I mean, Fletcher. We also got a Sandalwood AC, and that was interesting to me, and it's fascinating that it's gone to that level. What I thought we would get when AC came into play was Mandarin at Atlantic Coast. Mm-hmm. And that is a rivalry in some sports. But I don't know if it is in baseball, softball world. We didn't get that submitted at least. But we got Sandalwood AC, which I thought was kind of interesting. But I would think Fletcher, Sandalwood on the top of my mind before some of the others. What also fascinates me in this discussion is some of the new ones. Tocoy Creek and Beachside.
Sure. Will
they become like heated rivals? Nice and Ponte Vedra have long been rivals too, in part because it was Nice, and then Ponte Vedra came along and took a lot of their athletes from a zoning standpoint. Same deal.
Right.
So, I mean, we've got them spread out all over the different counties, and I think they're important. I think it makes it important. I think that feel, that vibe, something that a kid doesn't forget. Quite frankly, the parents and the coaches, I don't think, forget. And I'm real grateful that we have so many of them here in Jacksonville. But it also usually means they're quality teams, quality programs, and really competitive. The nice about it for the most part, I think most people, they want to kick your butt, man, that night. Like, there's no doubt about it. Hated losing to Bartram Trail. Hated it. And I love the people over there. I love so many of them, but hated losing to them. And that was me from a parent standpoint. I can only imagine from the coach-player standpoint. But I also think, like, later that night, you might be eating with people. I mean, it's like there is that element that is kind of cool. Now, some things have gotten taken out of control at times in some of these rivalries across the area.
That's part of the game.
And that's also, in a weird way, you don't want to see it, especially if you're an administrator. But it also helps build a rivalry in a weird way, right? So, I just think it's pretty fascinating. We got Coach?
Yes.
Oh, has he been just listening to me chat? What's up, Coach Fitzpatrick?
How we doing?
You hear me? Oh, yeah, there we go. Sorry you got to hear me and my voice. I got none of it right now. So I'm hoping you talk a lot.
He's quaking in his boots thinking about this back-to-back with Creekside that he has to endure.
Yeah.
What's up?
Not much, man. How you guys doing?
We're doing great. Man, you guys are playing good ball. I don't know if you heard me at the top of the show, but is it appropriate to say you guys are surprising some folks with 7 in a row?
I mean, if that's the word you want to use, I mean, surprise is fine. I don't think we're surprised as a group. I think coming in, we knew what we had. The crazy part, I think we're 7-1, and we have a team batting average of 234. So I think if you'd asked me that before the season started, hey, you're gonna be hitting 234 as a team, and you're gonna have some guys that are supposed to be our top hitters, and they're hitting, under $150. I'd have told you there's no way possible, but we've pitched it really good. We've played great defense, and we've run the bases extremely well. And then when we needed the hit, we got the hit. So that's kind of how it's been so far.
Yeah, that's pretty good. I mean, 234 seems kind of crazy, but if you can pitch it and you throw in strikes, that's not crazy surprising in high school around here. I mean, you're going to see a lot of good arms, and I mean, it's hard to hit sometimes in high school baseball. And I think, heck, I was even looking. We got this big Trinity game coming up. I think they only have 2 guys hitting over 300 right now in that loaded lineup. They're getting really good arms every time they see somebody.
Yeah, I think the arms this year, for whatever reason, are just I wouldn't say a lot better. Obviously the arms are going to be ahead of the hitters. Hitters are going to struggle early. But I think a lot of teams are deeper. We're running out guys. Back in the day, it used to be you just have one starter, and then when you got him out, it was kind of, easier to score runs. But now teams are running out, 1, 2, 3 good arms against us every night. So it's fun to watch, these arms around the area go compete.
But it looks like you have a lot of young guys. And I mean, I guess that's why I would say surprise. These aren't names that we know very well. We know Labby and we know Wilkerson as your hitters, but looks like you got some young arms doing well.
Yeah, we got some young arms, man. My 1 and 2 right now are a sophomore and Brody Barnes, and my 1A is Buggy Matthews. He's a freshman. Those guys are going to be really, really good. We've leaned on them a lot. And then you look in the lineup, like we'll run out 9 tomorrow, and 3 of them are sophomores and 1's a freshman. So it's exciting, but it's a good mix. We got 9 seniors, so they kind of have been good on the leadership side. You still got your Labbies and your Colby Deans, guys who have done it for a while. So it's been a good mix between young and old, both on the mound and in the field.
I always have this belief in high school now after watching it for the 4 years I did up close that you have to have freshmen contribute if you're going to have like a good team, like a special team.
Yeah.
And you can do that in this area because we have so much talent. But even if it's just one that kind of helps make a difference, the good teams usually have a freshman. And it might contribute at the 8th in the order, but it's a good contributor.
Yeah. No, so I'm going on year 8. I think we've started a freshman every single year, and sometimes even multiple. Now, those are guys like, Justin Nadeau, Brody DeLamolier, Colt Myers, Skylar Sanford, Jacob Kendall, Max Wilkerson, now Colton McClanahan. So we've been lucky and blessed with a lot of good young talent at Bartram.
Have you guys, how do you kind of characterize Beachside being born and kind of taking some of your kids? I mean, not from a zoning standpoint, obviously, not stealing your kids, which also has happened in the past. But but how do you view? Like, is it settled down like the zoning? So now you see these kids coming up, and now you're going to have them, or what?
Yeah, I think it's a little different, man. I think. The rules now, St. Johns County, honestly, you can go wherever you want, to be completely honest. Like, if a kid wants to go play baseball at Beachside or Bartram or Tecoy, for whatever reason, they're going to find a way to get there, I think everyone's got a little bit of mix of everybody. But as far as, like, the zoning and who's supposed to go where, I think, you kind of get it's a little more clear now. What is this, year 3 that they've been open? And, Schmitty's done a great job over there, so – I'd like to have a couple of their guys, obviously, but, he's doing a good job. And, my thing is I try to stay out of the whole, recruiting this, recruiting that. Those kids and parents are going to pick where they want to go. And, we just got to put a good product on the field.
Yeah, and less I meant about the recruiting part, but just Bartram used to be the biggest school in the district. And then, I mean, you guys lost a bunch of kids to Beachside, and you felt that a little bit, football and other sports. So it's good to see, like, the baseball talent is spread out, but still really good down there in St. Johns County. All right, your perspective. You lived this on both sides, Creekside, Bartram Trail. You were an assistant over there. And how big is it?
It's big, man. Yeah, we're not going to sugarcoat it, It's for the bragging rights. When I first started, and even, the last, I think 3-4 years ago, it was even tougher because we're in the same district. So it's like we would play these 2 games back to back, and it would be like, I remember looking at King, go, hey, man, I'll see you in a month. with the season on the line, So, yeah, it's big, man. And this year, honestly, it seems a little bigger this year for whatever reason. I think probably because both teams are coming in with good records, playing good baseball right now. They'll probably come in, what are they, 7-8-1? We'll come in 7-1. It's been a long time since both teams have come into this with that kind of record. Playing good baseball right now. Last year, shoot, we walked into this thing last year and lost 5 straight. Before we came into Creekside. So it'll be fun. I'm excited for our guys.
How do you kind of squash the anxiety of this game, or do you personally for yourself and also for the players?
Me, I don't get too amped up. I try to stay even keel. With the players, they know it's a big deal. They've you can kind of tell the energy's a little different, around practice the last couple of days. We had to sneak by that game Monday. That was a big trap game, I thought, for us. We got rained out Friday. Go there Monday night. I hate Monday night games. And then you got Creekside coming up. So, but they've done a good job. So, me, I'm fine. It's the kids that you kind of worry about. Hey, don't get too hyped up for this. It's going to be okay. Like, if you lose one, it's not the end of the world. So, hopefully they kind of stay even keel. Don't get too high. Don't get too low.
Coach, you guys full scouting reports on everybody and vice versa. Obviously everybody knows everybody. Does that make it even a little, harder to, hey, let's not overthink this. Let's trot out that same 9 and trust that they're going to do what they're going to do.
Yeah, listen, we know what they're going to do. They know what we're going to do. We know they're starting 9 plus probably everybody on the bench. Same thing with them. We know their arms. They know our arms. I know what King wants to do. He knows what I like to do. So there's going to be no secrets. It's just at the end of the day, it comes down to who can execute the best. It's not going to be, who, runs the great bump play or throws the breaking ball on the right count. It's going to be who can get up there, get the 2-out knock, who can take care of the baseball, and who can throw strikes, and get the hit when they need it.
I've got one more for you, and this is probably an impossible question.
Okay.
At least if your memory is this good, credit to you. I gave up 2 walk-off bombs in my career at Providence. One against TNXL and one against Bartram Trail. I gave up a walk-off bomb. I was in 9th grade. It was my first JV appearance.
Oh my gosh!
And so that would have been in 16. So he was if he was a freshman, then he graduated in 19 when you were there, right? So what year were you there? 17 or 18?
My first year was 18 was my first year.
Okay, so he either would have been a junior or senior. Long blonde hair, I think the third baseman, right-hander, took me deep over the squeaked one out of the left field wall for a walk-off. I'm like, dude, I didn't know dudes hit home runs in JV. And I got that. I was like, oh
Jason
my God.
Hamby.
I guess so. I only gave up one other one.
Did he? I got a name in my head, but I don't know if this is right. Is it Blake DeLamelier?
I don't know. I'm looking for I don't know how to confirm this. I'm like, okay. Well,
Yeah, it might have been. He did he
Brutal.
play JV? Did Blake play JV?
I don't know. That would be my only question is if Blake ever played JV before I got there. I know when I got there, Blake was up on varsity. But in 16, he could have very well been on JV. But that fits it. Blonde hair, third baseman. That's with some power. Blake DeLamelier fits that bill.
Hey, by the way, if you gave it up to Blake, that's not a bad thing, man.
That's not a bad thing at all.
Yeah. Not at all. Hey, how much fun are you watching all these guys all over the place? Brody, you mentioned Skyler. You name it. You got a million of them all over at the collegiate level.
It's awesome, man. Honestly, that's the best part about doing this is just seeing them go off and, achieve their goals and play at a high level.
We get bit by the school.
I think we're
doing really well at the school. I know there was a little audio issue on that side, but school stuff's tough.
Oh man, that school Wi-Fi, it's brutal sometimes.
If Coach can hear us, he'd jump back in if he gets a chance and and we'll wrap up with them.
What was Ty's record against Bartram Trail?
You know what's funny is you said it's like I know it, but now I kind of forget it.
Really?
But I
think I jumped back in.
There you go. We got you, Coach. There you go.
Yeah, my bad.
No, you're good. It's not you. It's probably Wi-Fi school or whatever.
Probably.
But yeah, you were just saying it's cool to watch all these guys go play at that next level.
Yeah. Alex Lodis, he came back before he went to big league camp. He was out there for 2-3 weeks. Just watching him grow, man. That's a great story between him and Nadu and Myers and Sanford. Ashton Pokles down at Florida Gulf Coast broke Chris Sale's record last year. We got guys all over the place, man, that have come through the past 7 years. So it's fun to watch.
Yeah, we love it. It's pretty cool to see. Pokel, by the way, underrated all along. I mean, he's been fantastic. Started at Tampa, right?
I tell you what, if I had to win one high school baseball game, I would put Ashton Pokel. Ashton Pokel would get the ball.
How about that?
I'll tell you that right now.
How about that? That's really cool. Hey, as we let you go, we just want to recognize you. You're going to be our Perfect Rack Billiards Coach of the Week this week, Ryan Fitzpatrick from Bartram Trail. So depending on what happens with Kinger and Creekside, maybe you guys can go grab a cold one or something at Perfect Rack Billiards with a new gift card.
Yeah, we'll see if me and King are talking after Friday night.
Hey, the longest you've gone after a Creekside Bartram game without talking to the other guy?
Oh man, that's a good question. Honestly, probably my first year. They beat us in the regional semifinals, and we didn't talk the whole week leading up, and I don't think we talked after either for a couple weeks. Yeah. I think we were both kind of just over it. So.
Yeah, I think you returned the favor, though, shortly after that.
Yeah.
Good stuff. Hey, good luck. Have fun with those games. I know they mean a lot to the kids and the schools, but good luck the rest of the way.
Awesome. Thanks, guys. I appreciate it.
Thanks, Coach.
That's Ryan Fitzpatrick. Did a great job down at Bartram Trail. And I feel, what's cool about Fitz, I didn't bring this up with him, but it looks like, I think I talked to him last year, it looked like he was having a lot of fun. There was a lot on them. You mentioned all those kids. A lot on Bartram. At one time, they had like 17 commits on one of their teams. It was just loaded with talent. Not enough innings, and with that, I think comes like a lot of pressure and other things, whether you ask for it or not. I think it's there as a coach. But he seems like he's having a lot of fun down there at Bartram. And these guys get energized by those young guys, that new group, no doubt. I mean, King's told me I feel like every year he's like, this is going to be my last one. He'll be saying that for 30 years. How many coaches say, this is my last one? Or maybe last go around or a couple more or whatever. I think they love doing what they do, which is really cool. So Ryan Fitzpatrick, our Perfect Rack Billiards Coach of the Week for Bartram Trail, off to a 7-1 start. They've won 7 games in a row. And if you get a chance in St. Johns County to go watch some good ball, Thursday, Friday, 6:30. I actually don't know which one's which. I don't know which one's at Creekside, which one's at Bartram, but look it up. They'll switch places Thursday and Friday night. You want to take a break?
We probably
Let's
should.
take a break. We come back. We'll get to our power polls, committed to the uncommitted. We're going on the softball side of things and any other rivalries that we're leaving out. Let us know if we're missing any of them. And if you're playing some rivalry games, good luck to you. Enjoy them.
Thursday at Bartram, Friday at Creekside.
Well, there you go. So you've got some good high school baseball in the area to watch. A lot of talent on the field just with the 4 teams that we've kind of highlighted. And that's kind of leaving a lot of people out. We know where all the talent is all over this area. If you like ball, man, just go watch a high school baseball game. There's a different intensity about it. The quality is really good. And I tell you what, I feel like I go to high school games and they throw more strikes than they do in college sometimes. You get that sense, Hamby?
Not after last night watching my own team.
Sorry, bad week to ask the pitching coach that.
Hey, tomorrow night we're going to get a lot of strikes against PV. We're hosting PV. We got a strike thrower going. We believe they've got a strike thrower going too. So
I tell you, like Coach was saying, he's hitting 234. I think it's hard. Like you would say this. If you're like a big-time player, if you're a really good player, you should hit 350, 400 in high school. I don't agree with that. I really don't. Not around here.
Well, it depends on your schedule.
You got too many damn arms. Like, if you play at a good level, good program, hitting 350, 400 in high school, I don't think so. I think it's hard to do. Really hard to do. Because every night you're seeing an arm. And I think that's a sign of it. I mean, they're a really good team, 7-1. He said they're hitting 234. Now, they're young, too.
I think our team batting average is over 340, and don't look at our records.
Yeah, you have a couple of lopsided ones in there, though.
We do.
Yeah. So, again, that's where you can really probably should hit 3 for 4 that day,
Right.
you know. We'll take a break. I'll be back on the on the No Gate Fees presented by the Buick GMC, Baker Sports Republic Services as well, and Perfect Rack Billiards.
If you don't see a pit, it ain't legit. When you hear that, you think Bono's Pit Barbecue, a staple in Northeast Florida now for 75 years. A place that feels like home with friendly service, a meeting place for friends, family, or business occasions. On the menu, the corn nuggets are a favorite in our house, but there's something for everyone. Sandwiches, platters, salads, sides, desserts, and family feasts. You see Bono's all over the place in Northeast Florida. You know, there are almost 20 locations in the Jacksonville area now, so stop on by, sit down, and dine in with Bono's. You can also take it to go. There are drive-thrus in many of the locations, and they have delivery options too. Just download the Bono's app to make things easy. I signed up for the loyalty program, and you can too, to get special offers. If Jacksonville is home, few things feel more Jacksonville than Bono's Pit Barbecue. Celebrate 75 years and many more to come. Bono's Pit Barbecue. If you don't see a pit, it ain't legit.
Hi, I'm Greg Mackey from Cycles of Jacksonville. Whether you're looking for a side-by-side, ATV, motorcycle, or scooter, Honda has what you need.
The Honda Talon. Ultimate performance meets family-friendly fun. Prices starting at $363 a month. Or the sporty Honda CBR 650 starting at an affordable $204 a month.
Stop by and choose your adventure from a full line of Honda products. Only at Cycles of Jacksonville on Atlantic Boulevard. Family owned and operated since 1983.
Hello, I'm Kenny Lay of Kenny Lay & Associates. Since 2003, our firm has fought exclusively for the rights of men in family law. Divorce, modification of child support, alimony, custody, and more, all for men. A father is vitally important to a child's life, and being a man is not a reason to pay more in child support or alimony. I'm a single father. I get it. If you have a divorce or other family law issue, contact Kenny Lay & Associates at divorcemenonly.com.
Welcome inside the Armor Guard exterior and gutter helmet showroom. There's a lot going on, like glass exteriors, replacement windows, and down there we have the retractable screens and awnings, plus hurricane protection. Let's talk more about those gutters, and to do that, we bring in Kevin. He's the owner, he's the expert. Why Gutter Helmet?
Well, Gutter Helmet's truly the only maintenance-free product. It lets the trash and debris go on the ground, the water wraps around and goes inside. Unlike filters, they sit on top of the gutters, and the trash and debris build up on top of filters, which requires maintenance. With Gutter Helmet, we're going to keep you off the ladder, the most dangerous thing in your garage. With Gutter Helmet, you'll never clean your gutters again. So get off the ladder and put on the helmet. Gutter Helmet.
Get a free estimate at gutterhelmetofnorthflorida.com. You can also call 904-762-7779 or visit the showroom on St. John's Bluff Road in Jacksonville.
This is a special presentation on the Action Sports Jax 24/7 network.
Committed to the Uncommitted this week, we're going to highlight a softball player, and thanks for sending them in, the names, and then we verify the names with coaches, and we need more softball players. First of all, I feel like I'm slighting softball a little bit. I don't feel like we've talked a lot of softball in the first couple of weeks of no gate fees, so we'll get rolling with a little more softball, I hope. But we also need a little more participation from the softball community, especially when it comes to either coaches of the week or also committed to the Uncommitted. And, of course, Wes Nassau and Randall and Brian, she's always a big help. But actually, Randall didn't even know we were doing this one. I don't think. We got an email on this or a message on Facebook. So send in your candidates. Again, juniors or seniors. Nominate them for Committed to the Uncommitted. And Madison Beckham is how you say it. She's actually a 2027, so she's a junior. We will do juniors and seniors. We prioritize seniors in the baseball, softball world. And we've got a bunch of baseball candidates already, but we wanted to get to softball. And so Madison is West Nassau's infielder. 3.94 unweighted GPA. I like how you throw that stat up there. Good work. That's a good stat, Hamby. And a couple other things from Coach, by the way. She plays third this year, but has previously played outfield, plays middle infield, and travel. So what does that tell you, Coach?
Got a little versatility. Here we go.
Which is king. You know, you see that we really talk about it in college baseball. I really see it now in softball as well. I mean, the more positions you can play,
of course,
it really helps a lot of things out, especially if you have injuries, people slumping, and gives opportunity to that person. So that's a great trait to have. Can play all over the field. Tough out at the plate.
Welcome back to the Brent and Austin Show, streaming on the Action Sports Jax 24/7 network.
Would you elbow hit something?
Might have.
Madison's a tough out at the plate. Sees and fouls off a lot of pitches. And she's done a bunch of different things over the years for West Nassau. Pinch ran, filled in. Very coachable, coach says. Great teammate. And has a real bright future, not only for the next couple of years in high school, but hopefully can land at a collegiate program as well. So Madison Beckham, give a little
there we go.
sunshine to her, and also get a little exposure for her, as she'll probably have a very big summer coming up in terms of the travel circuit where she plays for the Florida Storm. So good travel program, and hopefully people will start calling for the college level stuff coming soon for Madison. Again, send in committed to the Uncommitted, sports at actionnewsjacks.com. Find us on social media. Easy ways to get in. We got messages all over, all different ways. So however you need to find us, definitely bug us with those. And we want to highlight the kids as much as we can. And it's a scholarship program, $2,500 scholarship program up for grabs at the end of the year. And now Madison becomes a nominee for that. Brent Martineau, Jason Hamby, no gate fees. Thanks for hanging out with us. Thanks for putting up with the voice. It's kind of gone. And I haven't even been screaming at umpires. Umpires got a break, big-time break yesterday.
Oof.
I mean, I got a 2-1 ball game. It's close, and I can't even talk. So they got lucky. Actually, they umpired very well. I think I've said this back-to-back weeks. I've been to a bunch of high school games. Not a bunch. I've been to a few high school games and a bunch of college games. I've been impressed with the umpire this year. I think it's just been really good. You not so much.
Send them our way. What are their names?
Anybody call you? Anybody get the above the belt fastball yet for you?
Haven't gotten it one time.
Really?
Nope. I tried to get it last night. I couldn't get it. Big pitch, 3-2. Guy on, what was the last situation? I think it was to load the bases, first and second with one out. Catcher catches it right out his mask. Ball forward, take your base. I'm like, just, golly. God, are you kidding me? It bites me in the ass every time.
What gets you more, that or Profar being suspended for a year?
Oh, my gosh. Don't even do it to me, please. Unbelievable.
We got to come up with a good way for the umpire segment this year. We usually do something. And a friend Delaney's always been very helpful.
Let's take me through the strike zone. At the end of the day, take me through the strike zone.
We did a little bit last year. Maybe we didn't. Maybe we go a little more hardcore there.
We'll get a catcher out there and work through it.
Well, I also wonder, are any of the rules going to change? Or any of like the Major League Baseball things eventually going to land in high school? Like the challenge system or anything like that?
No
Is that
shot.
impossible?
Yeah, it's impossible.
Or do we look up in a world in 10 years that we do have that? I mean,
There's
it took
no
freaking
way.
Florida like 4 decades, 5 decades, 8 decades, 10 decades, I don't know, to get a shot clock in high school basketball. Finally got one. It's the most insane thing ever. Like, you couldn't get enough. They always would say it was expensive, and I don't know how budgets work. I get it. It's all expensive. We couldn't raise some money in a booster program or a shot clock in high school basketball the last 100 years?
I mean, dude.
Like anywhere? Really? Like donation? Someone buy a shot clock. They finally did it. It's crazy.
I don't know if they wanted to buy one.
Nah, I know. There's probably some people against doing it.
Yeah.
Which is so crazy. I could never. I don't know if there's anything that bugs me like that in high school baseball and softball. The one thing that bugs me in high school softball is the ump goes in between short and third when a runner's on.
Like position C?
Yeah.
At all times?
All times.
There's no B.
Nope. I don't think there's a B. No, there's not a B.
If I remember from Delaney's tutorial last year, anytime there's a guy
Did I
out
ask
first,
that question?
Yeah. Well, I know you did for baseball.
Yeah, but basically it's different.
Why?
But so the guy that's usually like 64 years old, and I know my eyes are bad at 48 now, he's making a call at first base from the hole. Makes no sense to me.
He's flipping a coin.
And not only that, like if there's a tag at third, he's now behind it.
Right.
I don't get it. I don't know if I've been given a good enough explanation at why that exists.
Brent, if I all of a sudden won the lottery and just had like $1 billion, I think I would sponsor for the state of Florida to have 3 umpires per game. For like,
I don't think it's a money thing. I think it's a body thing. I think you can find enough bodies. Now, money. Well, if you paid enough money, you'd get more people doing it.
Yeah, I mean, you got it for districts and playoffs.
Yeah,
so
but there's a legit issue.
Well, maybe,
bodies.
but they don't want to pay 3 freaking umpires every single game.
Well, that is true. Because I think right now umpires get paid pretty decent.
They do well. Okay. Yeah.
But still can't get enough of them, and that's a problem in all sports. Got to listen to people like me
and me.
It's another one I got no steam on. I still think is a good idea. I think they should introduce the umpires before the game. It's John. He's got 3 kids. He works 9-to-5 job. He's just trying to make a living here. Be easy on him tonight.
He's just trying to stay connected to the game any way possible. Loves being out here.
Man. Yeah. Like, be easy on him. He's probably going to miss a call or two.
When not on the baseball field, you can catch him at your local Chick-fil-A.
That's right. Like, I think I should do it.
His wife is a school teacher at your son's school.
And by the 5th inning, I probably wouldn't care anyway if it's 1-0 and Kaylee's pitching. But come on, you gave that to the other guys.
It could open up for some notification to that person's employer. Hey, your employee sucks behind the dish.
Everybody's trying. All right, let's get to our power polls and see what we got this week. I don't think we have a ton of change.
We do it private. Bishop Snyder, y'all knocked them down.
Yeah, we did. We moved them. That was a little bit with the boys. We got to stay consistent with Noah and Chandler.
Because they lost to a team that I never heard of?
Yeah.
Out of town?
And
that's what we're doing?
Snyder probably get all mad about that. I will say this, though. It's hard to penalize Trinity too much for losing to Creekside. And we know Creekside looks pretty good. And we know we kind of started the year, we think Trinity's the best team. So Trinity was sitting down in the 3-hole for a bit. We even got some comments like, really? They're I don't know at the time. I think when somebody commented on it, they're the best team in the state, but they're the 3rd team in your power poll. I'm like, well, you're listening to Max Preps and the FHSAA, you morons. We know better than them.
We do.
And, these things are up for debate, no doubt. So St. John's undefeated. So they're getting our top billing, and the other 2 have a loss. Mm-hmm. That's how we defend it. How about that?
There you go. Fair enough.
Should get a round robin between. Providence has played pretty well. I think they lost to St. John's Country Day. Mm-hmm. They lost to Creekside. And they lost to both pretty handily. So this isn't to say Providence is great, but they've only lost those 2 games. I put St. Joseph in, who you saw last night. And let me tell you this. After those first 3, man, the private schools are really interesting. UC does not have a good record. I think they're a pretty good ball club.
They are.
Not a great record. Episcopal, not off to a good start. Who else?
I mean, we've played UC and St. Joe's. My personal opinion is that UC is a better ball club.
I would say so, too, but they're like 2-6 or something.
I mean, it was a 1-run game between us and both of them through 6 innings. UC walked us off, and then St. Joseph, we couldn't get it out and exploded, and they scored a ton.
Well, not only that, but UC almost beat Trinity last night. Yeah, UC's 2-6.
Man,
like it's hard to put a 2-6 team in.
Yeah,
you know what I mean?
Yeah. How do you
they beat U 7-6. They lost to St. John's Country Day, Providence, Peachtree Ridge. I'm assuming it's pretty good up there in Georgia. I'm thinking Union County. I don't know how good Union County is, but I think they're usually pretty good. Lost to Bowles 5-3. Beat Christchurch Academy and lost to Trinity last night in extras.
Tough slate.
It's a very tough schedule. So again, I'm not telling you they're not good. It's just really hard for me to put a 2-6 team in. The one that's interesting too is Bowles. Bowles has not really played well. Bowles just got hammered the other night by Baldwin, who's always pesky, but they got hammered by Baldwin. Like, I don't really know. Bowles is just okay. It's weird. The private schools, you got 3 really good ones, and then after that, I'd say it's pretty wide open on who's the 4th best. And I think Providence right now, at least record wise and what they've done, I think has to be 4th. But I'm not sure how far your club's out of the mix.
I mean,
on that list,
we've competed with all these teams.
Yeah,
but we cannot break through the ceiling for anything.
Yeah, and I told you that. I think that's really interesting when you got a young program like yours, Covenant. And I think because I watched this last year with like Daytona State, where Kaylee's playing, and I believe, I'm not sure if I'm right, I just believe when you're building up a program, whether they've been around a while or not, but when you're building the program up, there's just levels of it, like baby steps, man. It's like you get some wins, you start winning some games, you play well, then you play good competition and you play well, but they're hard to beat. It's hard to beat those good teams. Well, then eventually, whether it's later this year or next year, you guys will beat those teams, and that's the next step. And I just think that's part of the process of it, of building a team. So, and you guys are in that phase a little bit. Lose small, then you win small, then you win big, right? You say you lose big, lose small, win big. That's kind of the trajectory. You're in the lose small category right now, is what I would say. So anyway, that's the private school power poll. What about our public school one? But I think I have on the outside of
public or private?
Private. Did I have UC?
I think it was UC.
Yeah. Again, I couldn't put him in it. Good to see Eric Hurley doing well, by the way. Glad to hear that. I had an incident where he got hit by a ball in the fall.
Who did he?
Yeah, it's a bad incident. Maybe get him on the show to talk about that too soon. He's done a nice job down there at St. Joe's. You guys played down there yesterday. Yeah. I love that park. That's a cool park.
It's unique, obviously.
Yeah, it's different.
285 to the left, and we don't have or 285 to right. We don't have a single lefty.
Plus, I got the old scoreboard too, right? You haven't recruited a lefty? What's up with that?
We don't recruit.
I know. I just had to throw it in there. Look at me. I got Creekside, Bartram, Fernandina.
Okay.
I still think is really good.
Yeah.
This is where I was messing around a little bit. I'm going to keep Tokoi ahead of Beachside.
Okay.
I got Beachside entering the fray. I think those guys try to tell, they don't know how good they're going to be. The Barracudas, Smitty.
Yeah.
They beat Bartram. So they got a really good win. And their losses are not bad. It's, let me just double check because I forget them since this morning when I was looking at it.
Trinity and St. John's.
Trinity and St. John's. And they were very competitive with St. John's in particular.
Yeah.
And I think they're playing really good. Our guy from Committed to the Uncommitted, Ochoa kid, who we highlighted a couple weeks ago, he's hitting 429 for him.
He's swinging it.
So take a look, college coaches. But Beachside's in a pretty good spot. Smitty's got them playing well. I think the team that I was almost put in, but I just don't feel like they've played anybody, at least to my eyes, is Paxson. Paxson's 9-0.
Paxson, man.
And you like they have a good baseball program.
They do.
You've played them. They're good. I just didn't see a win on their schedule where I was like, oh, that's.
I don't think we have Paxson this year.
Oh, really?
I don't think so.
I almost put and you know what I don't like about this poll right here? I'll be completely honest.
What's that?
I got 4 out of 5 from St. Johns County. I do not like that. Yeah. That's probably a little bias on Brent's part, is what people are saying. But that's also why I was trying to get Paxson in there. But I'm trying to just tell you what I think. I think Beachside and Tokoi would beat Paxson, is my guess. Not a lot in Duval. We're going to get into the top 5 power poll. Paxson might be the chance. Atlantic Coast, maybe they come out. Sandalwood we had on. And Sandalwood's fine. Did I bump Sandalwood out?
Yeah, Sandalwood was in earlier.
Yeah, let me just double check that. I think I slid Beachside in above Sandalwood based on the totality of the resume, but that's debatable.
Sandalwood just beat Baldwin.
They just beat Baldwin.
Well, they got Bishop Snyder tomorrow night, so we'll see.
They beat Fletcher. Yeah, but even if you lose to Snyder, that's not a big deal.
Yeah.
They lost to Providence and Fernandina. I just thought, my thought on this was Beachside has a win over Bartram, who's 7-1, which I think right now looks really good.
Yeah.
And I didn't think Sandalwood had that. Now, they're playing really well, though, and they're good. So I think they'll be back in it. You're right. They got Bishop Snyder coming up. They've got Bartram, actually, in a couple of weeks, and Ponte Vedra, St. John's Country. They got a good schedule.
Yeah.
Good schedule. So, whatever. Let's have some fun with it. That's what we like to do. All right, how about the softball power poll? Baker County, no doubt. West Nassau, I think you could make the case they might be even better than Baker County. They got a really nice win over Atlantic Coast on Monday night, 2-1. Episcopal's off to a nice start. A couple of out-of-town losses that shouldn't. One was the IMG Academy, like their real team. Atlantic Coast loses to West Nassau. I still think they're right there. I think they can beat anybody in town. And Tokoi Creek, I was wrestling a little bit with a couple of schools in the 5 spot and landed on Tokoi Creek, who I think lost to Creekside, but other than that, I think they've been pretty clean, and I think they have a good squad. So if I'm missing anybody, let us know. Who we sleeping on? That's what I always like to ask. That's the idea of the poll. Like, we want to spread the wealth a little bit. And if we're missing some, I had Middleburg in there, but Middleburg's now 2-3. They'll play a tough schedule. They are 2-3. Baldwin right on the edge of that. I think it was Baldwin who I was considering putting in, and I didn't this time around yet. But they might be getting real close. I think we get some really good matchups next week on the high school softball diamond locally before spring break hits, and we'll see some of these teams match up with each other as well. So that should be fun. All right, rivalry week. I don't know if it's rivalry week, but it feels like we got some good rivalry matchups. Probably get a good rivalry every week here on No Gate Fees. If you have any more thoughts on rivalries, power polls, committed to the uncommitted, coaches of the week. Let's get a softball coach of the week next week. How about that? We've done baseball first few weeks. Time to get a softballer in. Baseball guys, you're on hold. Sorry. Tomorrow night, Action Sports Jacks 24/7 network. St. John's Country Day and Trinity Christian. You can watch it, actionsportsjacks.com. You can watch it on all the social media channels. It'll be at FSCJ, and we'll have it for you on the network. Should be a good game. Hopefully just the start. It'll be our first baseball game we've done. Hopefully we do some baseball and softball down the road right here on the network with some live action. Can't wait to bring that one for you tomorrow. Thanks for hanging out with us. No Gate Fees presented by Nick Buick, GMC, Republic Services, Baker Sports, Perfect Rack Billiards.